Hi, this is Julie at Love's Beginning with a blog post entitled Looking Behind the Mask of Ego. The ego is a mask. Anytime you have an uncomfortable thought about anyone, you are looking at the mask and treating it as if it is real, treating it as if it has the power to help or to harm you, to help or to harm the world. Ego can do nothing. It is only a mask, and a mask you chose. You chose to experience this world as an ego, identified with and seemingly separated because of an ego, and you chose to see your divine siblings in the same way. In looking at ego identities, you saw everyone as separate and in conflict. The mask, the separate identity, appears to be certain. There are opinions associated with it. The body will proclaim these opinions, these evaluations, these judgments. They are harmless. They can hurt nothing at all. They can appear to create ripples within your world, but this is a world of your making. You always have the power to allow healing into this experience, and healing is available everywhere and every when. The ego is nothing, and what you are is everything united. Anything that seems to have power in this world has only the power you gave it. Underneath the opinions of each ego lies something hidden. Confusion and conflict are underneath every unstable opinion that the ego attempts to make solid and real. Confusion and conflict churn in roiling back and forth motion, good and bad, ugly and beautiful, orderly and chaotic. You can feel it. You can feel this right underneath the surface of any opinion, any judgment. There is an attempt to push over to one side of the duality and to insist that is true. This never feels good. If you are willing to feel, you can bring ego's confusion into the light. We encourage you to be honest about the thoughts that occur to you, first with us, your ever-present non-physical team, and then with your fellows. Laugh at how you were thinking this way or that way, but really you are pushing an agenda that never felt like peace. As you become more and more willing to share your confused thinking with us and to accept healed perception, you become more willing to be frank with your divine siblings about your mind activity. It helps them to know that they are not alone, that you hear judgmental thoughts too. It helps them to hear you laugh at the thoughts, to know there is a space where attaching to the judgment suggested by ego is optional. Confusion exposed to the light dries up and blows away like the nothingness it always was. You serve all when you accept perception correction from us every time you experience a disturbed thought. You serve all when you are honest about what your daily experience is like. You're here to heal together, and everyone can help you as you can help everyone. You are surrounded by an abundance of assistance, and we rejoice to see you recognize this. And if you'd like a practice, there's practice 13, exposing confusion to the light. Today we focus on being willing to feel. When you are willing to feel, you notice how often you allow ego to dictate your thoughts, words, and actions. When you notice this, you allow what is not ego, your true identity, to function in place of that which is dysfunctional. Ego is confusion. It darts you forth in perception between this state and that state, always leaving you yearning for the state that ego proclaims to be better or best. We see through this today. Notice any time you feel a sense of confusion or conflict. This happens immediately prior to attaching to a judgment. Attaching to a judgment keeps you unaware of how ego operates. If you focus on what is just prior to judgment, anytime feeling alerts you, you will allow ego's architecture to be exposed to the light. As it is exposed to the light, it disappears. Allow yourself 3 minutes in meditation today. Begin with this. I am willing to allow confusion to be exposed. Sit in awareness. If any confusing, critical, or limiting thoughts emerge, see them surrounded by light, changing to dust, and blowing away. When you feel any disturbance during the day, affirm your willingness to see how ego operates. I am willing to allow confusion to be exposed. Confusion disintegrates in the light of awareness. When you accept healing for yourself, it is immediately shared with all minds. We thank you for your willingness to accept and share the healing that is ever present. Thanks for listening.